Pumpkins this, pumpkins that. Halloween is coming. The good thing about pumpkins doing chainsaw carvings, here's a Stihl MS-170 with the 14-inch cannon bar, and Ryan Kutzall Echo 2511 with the 8-inch bar on there. The good thing about pumpkins is they're very good for the beginners, okay? You don't have to have a carving bar to carve a pumpkin like this. You know, and pumpkins can be anything you want them to be. You show me two exactly same pumpkins out in the field, and I'll show you a $1 million bill that I got in my pocket. Okay? So, pumpkins, like I said, can be anything you want them to be. They can have hair. These carved pumpkins, they can have hair. They can have mohawks. They can have horns. They can have helmets. They can have feet. They can have arms. They can have teeth. They can have no eyes. They can have round eyes. They can have square eyes. They can have triangle eyes. It goes on and on and on. The mouth. It can have a mouth like this. It can have a mouth with teeth. A mouth with no teeth. Whatever you want them to be. Just to, you know, for the very beginners, I suggest you get yourself, for chainsaw carving, I don't say this enough, steel toe shoes, chainsaw pants, maybe gloves if you like to wear gloves, eye protection, ear protection. All right, so what I'm going to do today is, this is the other half of this log. I'm going to just have fun, and I'm going to carve a helmet, like a Viking helmet with horns, for the very beginning chainsaw carver, and I'll kind of go over it with it. So what I'm going to do first, you know, this is an old river log. It's Western red cedar, first growth. What I'm going to do first is, well, look right here, you got ant holes, you got bug holes, right? So it sucks to do, and even for Dremel carving, this whole piece is going to be carved all the way around. It's best just to get rid of the outside bad wood so you can see what's going on with the good wood inside. Because if you do that first, just get rid of it, spend the time, shave it off. If you do that first, then you're not struggling. You know, if I carve this helmet in first, then I carve the face, but then I got to slowly take away this bad wood on the outside. Just do it all at first. You know, even when you do a wood spirit, like for example, this one here. You know, if I wasn't going to carve this whole wood and leave this crappy wood here, I would just clean up this section of the wood so I can see what I got inside, because maybe I couldn't see that crack there before, right? So does that make sense? Anyways, I'm going to get these ones out of here, get this one set up here, and start cleaning up the wood. Okay, that's done. So this was a piece of driftwood, beechwood from the river, but it could have floated in the ocean anyways. You know, when you're doing stuff like this, all in these cracks here, you got to think sand's going to be in there. So once you get this part done, good chances that you're going to have to sharpen your chainsaw. So now what I do is I look around the piece, okay, and I decide where I want to carve the face. Where do I want to carve the face? And another thing I look at too, I find the center of the wood. You can't see the growth rings. I find the center. I can see it right here. So I can see this crack is already going this way, right? So if this crack comes down here, if I put the face here, well, I'm going to have a huge crack in the face, because this wood's going to split more. Don't forget, the wood will split more. And if you got like a tree that's just fallen, and this is just my opinion, if you've got a tree that's just fallen and a neighbor brings you over some wood, let the wood sit for a bit till you start seeing a crack like this, because then you know where the major crack's going to be. It could crack here too, but you know, come on, does that make sense? So your crack's going to travel all the way across here, and it's going to go here, and it's going to split here. You can already see this one. So I think I'm going to carve the face, and I look for knots too. Not really for pumpkins, but I think I'm going to carve the face. Let's see here. I can see a knot there, a knot here. I don't want to carve it here because that crack's going to run down this way. And well, this side looks pretty good. You know, if I spin it, let's see here, excuse me. Couple small knots. I think that's the right side to do. I'm going to cut this. I got to take it off the stand here and cut the bottom flat so it sits straighter. Where's the stand crooked? Okay, it sits on the stand much better now. It's straight up and down. So I decided to use the side with the big knots. I said, doesn't matter, it's a pumpkin. So you can see here, this is the crack where it's going to go, the big crack. So it's not going to come down here. There might be some cracks. It might come this. You can see here, there's a crack right here. That's who cares. It doesn't matter. It's a pumpkin. So the helmet. So like I said, I'm going to do a Viking pumpkin with a, it's just going to be a silly Viking pumpkin with a Viking helmet with horns in it. And why I keep on emphasizing the word horns is because I did a wood spirit and I said my wood spirit has a Viking helmet with horns. And this fellow a couple months back said, Vikings never had horns in their helmets. My ancestors are Vikings. It's in my blood. And how dare you, blah, blah, blah. I said, guess what, buddy? My Vikings helmets have horns in them. So I really don't give a shit. So I hope he watches this video. I hope he sees. He probably unsub my channel or stop following me though. I don't care. But this one's going to have horns like deer antlers or something. So now what we want to do is like, this is going to be like a tall, skinny pumpkin, right? So the helmet, let's see. We'll give this guy a big helmet. So I'm going to put this line across. I'm careless. You can see how nothing lines up for me. I just kind of put the circle around. You know, you can measure from the bottom up and make a perfect helmet. So it's like, you know, whatever. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut probably this deep. See that black there? That's how deep I'm going to cut straight in. Then I'm going to come and undercut. So one cut straight in, only about that deep, right? Straight in. Then I'm going to come like this. Pretend this is my chainsaw bar. Straight cut or your Dremel. Straight cut. And then come here and remove the wood, and that will make your helmet stick farther off the face. Then I'm going to go along and I'm going to start rounding this top. And just have fun. Don't care how it looks. It's Halloween. Halloween can be whatever you want it to be, right? Okay, so some of you dirty-minded people like Liz might say it looks like something right now, but don't worry, we're going to take care of that. So, you know, I didn't cut this too deep. Here you can see it's like there's not much depth there because, well, I don't know, you don't want your helmet to, your pumpkin, you don't want your helmet to be too big. So I think I want my Viking helmet with horns. I think I want to have it so it's got like leather straps on it. So I'm going to go like this all the way around. Okay, maybe I should look up Viking helmets, but I don't care. I'm making my own. So your center line, let's draw a center line here. So we'll go like this. So this is a leather strap, right? And then we'll go like this. Like this. So there'll be a leather strap coming up. So leather strap all the way around here. Leather strap coming up and over too. So I'm going to get this drawn on perfect. And I'm not going to cut this too deep. I'm only going to cut it like Gurdeep says, maybe 1/4 inch. And then I'll remove the wood inside here so these straps stick off. So, okay, here we go. Chainsaw bar, this pen is. So I'm going to cut straight to the line. Then I'm going to come and remove some of the wood. Or I could just probably come along and remove some of the wood right here and it will make this stick out higher. But I'm going to get this drawn so it's good. All right. Okay, so there you go. Looks like a Viking helmet to me, a carving fusion style Viking helmet. All right, so what you saw me in the video, I sped it up when I was using to sand it, is this cheap Walmart grinder with this 36 grit sanding pad. See the backer on it? That orange thing's the backer, and then you get these at your hardware store or whatever. This might even be a metalworking one. So now what I'm going to do, because I don't have my my jack stand here, I'm going to, this part here is going to be painted black inside here on both sides. Then this we'll put some Viking runes on here later. But I got to lift this up onto my friggin' cheap jaw horse so I can carve in the face. And yep, so this is a Viking pumpkin with a helmet, with horns, and it's going to be Odin. So he's going to have one bad eye. I just got to research which eye is bad. So he's going to have one bad eye and one good eye, and I don't know about the mouth yet. Or the nose. I want to show everybody, I got my jaw horse here. This is a King Canada one, but this is what I do. So I just got a board here. I get a square piece or whatever, like a post. This was a fence post. I cut it. I screw it on here. Then you can clamp it onto your jaw horse, right? Then I can put this piece out here and screw up from under there so it's stable. So let me get this locked in here. Might as well keep going live with this. So it's on there. I like the fence posts because they're square. Okay. Then this is not too bad, but should go like this. Right? Let me get my let me get my drill set up here. So just give me a few seconds here. Now, I think it's best to set up carving so you're most comfortable, right? So you can see here it's at a good height now. Now I can draw the eyes on and draw everything on. So I'll go up and under. These are timber screws. I like them way better than this. They're expensive. They're not cheap. But you can see they're like the pressure fitting things. So, and these don't crack wood. So I go up and under. I'm going to do two. Okay, so there's one. One would work, but see? Now you got a stable thing for carving. Okay, so I'm going to have a sip of coffee. So we'll figure out where we want to drop. But this doesn't, I'm not trying to make this look like a real Odin face. This is a cute friggin' Viking pumpkin thing for kids to enjoy for Halloween, right? So, you know, I'm not trying to be all serious. So then we'll always, for the beginning carvers, keep your center lines. It's a real handy thing to always do. Even if you're carving and you erase it, draw it back on. Oh yeah, I got to stop this video and figure out which one of Odin's eye is, he's missing an eye. Okay, so you gotta love Google. It said there's no really true answer, but they said most common cases he's missing his right eye. So, you know, if this was a human head, the eyes would be right here underneath the helmet because the helmet would be sitting, you know, kind of like a baseball cap if you go like this, right? And your helmet would be sitting right about here. But who cares, man? So, his eye. We're just going to do this for his missing eye. Yep, that's Odin's missing eye. Like his stitches. And then this other eye here, okay, our nose. Oops. I got lots of videos. What am I doing? I'm not carving a real nose. Carving a pumpkin nose. Sorry. So there's that. A triangle. And let's give him a... We give him a circle here? No. Let's give him a kind of a evil eye up here. Then, I don't know yet about the mouth. We still got to do the cut, the pumpkin. So like, we got to do a cut down here. Gonna cut down here to make it look like a pumpkin. You know your pumpkin round bends. But let's just do this face now. So I'm gonna get my little 2511 right here, put some gas in it, and cut this stuff out. Then maybe we'll give him a happy mouth with a baby tooth. Who cares? I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry, the bad lighting here. Okay, got like a angry, oops. He's got like an angry eyebrow there, like a skull eye. So now, what do we want to do with the mouth? So this is a good time, you know, this is why Google's great. So now I'm going to sit down, have a little break, have a sip of coffee, and Google pumpkins, carved pumpkins mouse. So you can see all different shapes. I don't want this one to look too evil. You know, too evil kind of scares kids. So anyways, it's a silly thing. Okay, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You'll be able to see how, once I paint inside there black, how everything pops. So now we got to make the pumpkin lines. Don't forget, you want to have the bottom of your pumpkin kind of roundish too, so it kind of, you know, this is a tall, skinny pumpkin. But so let me turn this stand, and I'll give you an example how I do one pumpkin line, okay? Where's a pen? So what I do is I look for cracks in the wood, right? I'm not going to use this crack, but so there's a crack right here. So there you go. Then there's another one here. So let's do this. What I do, pretend this is my chainsaw. Is this on camera? Pretend this is my chainsaw bar. I cut straight in, then I cut like this, then I cut like this, then I round it out on the bottom. So you see how this edge is kind of square? I'll just go here. Okay. So you see how the bottom's rounded off? I know this is going to be a long video, don't care. There's my pumpkin holes. So what I'm going to do now, hold on, let's see here. See, you got the things, so straight cut this, or you can do a two bevel cuts, whatever you want. So now basically carving's done for the, till we do up here and put the horns in. So what I'm going to do is get a torch, just clean the fuzzies out of here. Okay, and then I'm going to start painting in the eyes black, mouth black, all these slots black. Then I'm going to start sanding it with this right here. Okay. Excuse me. You don't have to paint inside here black. You can just burn it. That's good enough. Like, give it some more burn. But I'm going to paint it. This is just Russeolium, whatever, how you say it. Flat black, semi-luster. Oh, semi-gloss. I don't worry about painting on the outside because all this is going to get sanded anyways. You can get the torch and make it so this paint dries faster too. But have a fire extinguisher handy if you can do that. Okay, so now I'll show you just what I do for the black lines. Let's do one strip. That's all you need. Okay, get your torch. Remember, this is a fire hazard. Do it at your own caution. I suggest do it outdoors. Okay, it's somewhat fairly dry. Before I sand, I make sure I have no hot chars, because if you're sanding, you have a hot coal, like a hot burning thing here, it could fly off and like be sitting in a pile of wood like that, smolder in there, and by the time you leave or done for the day, it's going to catch fire, right? You're not even going to know it's there. So I get this water spray bottle, and I just kind of go around and give it a little tap. Make sure it's out, take a little break, then I'm going to start using this, put my dust mask on, then I'm going to start sanding with this again. If I get inside the mouth here, or the eyes, oops, I'm so careless. I don't know. Looks like Odin to me. Looks like Odin to you, Just Carve Rob. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. For you that don't know, Just Carve Rob got the virus. I think I've had it about 3 or 4 times. Look at this guy. He's awesome. If you ain't having fun, why bother doing it? So what I do now to get the paint, because this wood's a bit wet, sometimes the paint won't dry. I got this clear coat. And I'm going to, well, that's French, it's satin. I'm just going to spray it with this so it dries quicker. That makes it so it dries on the wet wood. You know, you can make spray more paint in here and let it run down here. It looks kind of cool, like the black paint. Okay, so I'll get this done. And then I think I'm going to touch inside the mouth again. And then I think it's time to start working on the helmet. So I did it. I sprayed more in here. Let it come like he's crying, right? Oh yeah. See how I gave it those black spots here? Let's give it some clear coat. Just have fun. Who cares? Like I think I already said, if you're not having fun, why do it? It's easy to get carried away. Who cares, man? Tell you right now, I don't care. The clear coat kind of releases the paint. Okay, so we got a couple more spots to do here. This makes it look kind of older, I guess. And it's probably good to wear gloves. Okay, so as we carry on our journey to the Odin Pumpkin King, shit just got real. I did some overspray up here. I got to resand it. Now, I'm going to resand this. I think I'm going to tape this up, and spray in here black. Shit just got real. Actually, I don't need to tape it because I can spray in here and sand off here later. Let's just do this. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Don't run. That's pretty good. Okay, so I think we're golden. I sprayed it with that clear too, and look how fast it's dry. So I didn't concentrate too much on the back. Nobody's going to be really looking at the back. That would be a knot there where it's shiny. That's harder wood. So now what I got to do is carve some all hail Thor Viking runes on here. And all I'm going to do is just kind of carve some shapes and stuff. And I'm not going to carve real runes. I'm just going to carving fusion runes. And I'm going to carve in here. Well, I'll show you what I'm going to use first. So when I Dremel carve, I like to use the flex shaft, okay? And I like for Dremel carving when I'm at home, I like to use a Dremel 4000 with the flex shaft. But when I'm chainsaw carving, I like to use a Dremel 4300, okay? It's got more power without the flex shaft. And this is a bit that Ryan Cook turned me on to. This is your Dremel, sorry about my dirty hands. This is your Dremel, I think it's the 125 bit. So this carves and burns at the same time. So I'm gonna make it so, like I'm gonna go like this right here, so it's separated, this from this. I don't know what I'm gonna do up here yet, but I'm just gonna carve some funny shapes like triangles, dragon things, and Sasquatch things, and Bigfoot things, and whatever I want to carve. Just have a fun time. Give it a shot of clear coat. Look how much I waste. I put it on thick on the top because that's where it's going to crack. So that's what's going to be in the weather right is up here. So, hello. Hate it when that happens. Okay. So when we're waiting for this to dry, it's almost dry. It's getting tacky. It's been 5-10 minutes. I got these deer antlers for the horns. Because you guys know that Viking helmets had horns. Right? So, oh yes, do I want to use just the stubs, little horns, or do I want to use the whole talons? I don't know. I just don't know. Let's give you a better look here. So there's that, like that, if you can see, or like this, or like this, or like this, like that, or just little stubs coming out. Just don't know. Okay, so I don't think I was wearing my microphone when I was talking about the deer antlers, but there's a deer antlers. I was going to cut it off here and just use this little bit here, but I think I'll try and use the whole thing. Why not? We got them, right? So what I'm going to do to cut these, you guys, this stuff stinks terrible cutting it, and it's terrible for your lungs. So I got this zip cut disc on this DeWalt grinder battery one. Where's my battery? Anyways, I'm going to take this outside, put my dust mask on, and cut this right here. Okay, I'm going to cut it right there. And yeah, it stinks. So, here we go. I cut little notches in them too. So when I epoxy it, the epoxy can grab into those notches, like it will go inside there and make them lock inside better. So how do I want to make them? This, like this. I think that's perfect, right like that. Or, no, that's right. Like that. Right there. Bingo, right there. Oh, yeah. I guess it's safe to pull off this garbage bag now. And I'm going to take this off the jaw horse. So, oh yeah, look at that, guys. Cool. Oh, hell. Now I'm going to take it off the jaw horse so I can carve in here good. I might have to repaint all this too. Well, this is still sticky because I had the garbage bag on there. Uh-oh. Gonna have to put the garbage bag back on, I think. Okay, so what I did is drilled the holes with this spade bit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is get some 5-minute epoxy and epoxy the antlers in. I don't think those holes are perfectly balanced, but who cares? Okay, I'm not going to film doing this, but I got the holes drilled. I got some tape outside here because I got this 5-minute epoxy. I'm going to mix this up with a touch of black paint. I'm going to pour it in here. I'm going to inset the antlers in there. And in case the epoxy pours out the hole, like I put too much in there, it will just come down here, right? Same with this side. So let me just take this tape off here and do the reveal. For anybody that's wondering why I didn't make the antlers come out like this way more, is because if it was sticking out here, it's a real bitch. You know, you only have this out for one time a year. And if it's sticking out here, it's a bitch to store. So it's easier to store with the antlers in there. But there it is. All hail, Just Carved Rob. All hail the Thor. So Just Carved Rob. All hail the Thor Viking King that has a helmet on and antlers come out of their horn. So what do you think, Just Carved Rob? All hail the Odin pumpkin. Oh, fuck, man. So what do you think, Just Carved Rob? All hail the Odin Viking King with a helmet that has horns in his helmet. Whoever said Viking helmets don't have horns is completely out of their mind. Go back to the Viking days and tell them that Geordie's making Viking helmets with horns and see what they'll say. They'll say, actually, that's a pretty good idea. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to give this one to Jeremy too. Same one as yesterday. My buddy Jeremy that got me the big, huge cedar logs outdoor. I'll get it out beside the other ones and show you guys. Actually, I better show you while it's in here while we got better lighting. Chair out of the way. Look at this creepy old guy. Yep. Man, it took me a while because I was filming. Anyways, that's it. Hope you're all enjoying the last of the warm weather that we're getting. No more blackberries. It was a short season for the blackberries, but it was loved. So here you go. Pumpkin time, people. Pumpkin time. Have fun. Carry on. Be safe. And just enjoy what you're doing. All hail the Odin Pumpkin King with a Viking helmet and horns in it. Smell my feet. Trick or treat.